Guys, Kenwood Sports, man, back with another video for y'all. I just want to speak on the state of the Saints right now and what's going on with the New Orleans Saints, man. Sitting at 2-5, coming off another loss from last Thursday night to the Arizona Cardinals. A game that the Saints could have easily won, was up 14-3 at one point, but the decision has come down from the top that I don't know if it was Dennis Allen making the decision or somebody higher than him because Andy Dalton has taken over the starting duties from Jameis Winston, even though Jameis Winston is now healthy. Now, Andy Dalton, he blew that game last Thursday night. He absolutely blew that game last Thursday night because the Saints had the lead. Saints could have easily been up 21-6 easily. He threw an early interception in the red zone. Saints was basically at the goal line. Saints was basically at the goal line. And Andy Dalton threw an interception right in the red zone, in the end zone for a touchback. That was his first one. The second one was a pick six. The second one was a pick six. The third one was a pick six, which really took the game, really put the game in a bad place, put the Saints in a bad position. Andy Dalton right now, he got 4 interceptions, 7 touchdowns. Jameis Winston got 5 interceptions and 4 touchdowns. But you know what? 3 of those interceptions that Jameis Winston had was in that game against the Bucks, in which the Saints led almost the entire game 3-0. Nothing was happening. Nobody was scoring. It was a whole bunch of defense on both sides. Jameis Winston started taking some chances in the fourth quarter just to try to get some movement going, throwing the ball deep. One of them got picked off in return for a pick six by Mike Edwards. Another one got picked off in the end zone. Then another one got picked off around somewhere around the 20 of the Buccaneers 20, somewhere around that area. But Jameis Winston had been really taking care of the ball. The only reason why I feel like he threw those picks because it was getting late in the game and you had to take some chances on getting the ball into the end zone and score. I think the only offensive touchdown in that game was the pass from Tom Brady to Bashar Perriman, the deep pass. The defense finally let up and gave one up. But right now, like I said, the Saints sitting at 2-5. The Bucks and the Falcons both got more wins than the Saints. They both sitting at 3-4. Yeah, they both sitting at 3-4 right now. Bucks coming up to play the Baltimore the Baltimore Ravens on Thursday night. That's gonna be a good game. Two teams that's kind of struggling. You know what I'm saying? Baltimore, who been blowing leads like crazy. They blew 3 double-digit leads. I think in 7 games they didn't had double-digit leads in 6 of them. In 6 of those games, the Ravens had double-digit leads, and I don't blame Lamar. He did turn the ball over a couple of times in the game against New York, and maybe another game also. But the game against the Dolphins, they ain't had no reason losing that game. The game against the Buffalo Bills, they definitely didn't have no reason to be losing that game. I can kind of put that on the defense because Lamar, his arm and his legs, they gave them boys a double-digit lead, and you ain't supposed to blow there. You got to hold that down, man. You're supposed to be a playoff team, a playoff contending team, a Super Bowl contending team. In my eyes, anyway, they got what it takes. They got the running backs, Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins, Mark Andrews, hell of a tight end. Lamar with his throwing and with his legs. They added Marcus Williams from the Saints. Marcus Peters still over there. I don't know how. I don't know. I got to see more from Marcus Peters, man, for real, because I don't really know what's going on with that secondary, giving up all yards that they're giving up. But I done made this about the Ravens and the Bucks when it's really about the NFC South. I was talking about the Saints, man. They still, even though they 2-5, the 3-4 by the Bucks and the 3-4 by the Falcons, Saints still only 1 game behind these guys. And the losses that the Saints had to the Cincinnati Bengals, that could have been an easy win. I ain't gonna say an easy win, but that could have easily won the game because they led late in that game. And Joe Burrow came in with a late drive and took the lead over him and Jamar Chase. And Jamar Chase held to deal with. Then you got the game against Arizona, man, which was a giveaway, man. Andy Dalton, just because of that, I don't understand how the Saints made a decision to even give Andy Dalton the starting position, man. just off of that alone, James Winston should have his opportunity to get back up in there. Just due to the fact that he been injured, he should have the opportunity to get back in there and get his starting position back. The defense, man, the defense. What I don't like about the defense is all of the missed tackles, and giving up the big plays. Saints been giving up a lot of big plays, and that's what's been killing us. Every time on third down, getting off the field, penalties also, um, pass interference penalties, and getting off the field on third down has been killing the Saints. That's what they haven't been doing, getting off on third down when they need to. So right here, I'm looking at the standings. Tampa Bay at 3-4, Atlanta at 3-4, Carolina at 2-5, and Carolina is one of our losses. That's another loss that the Saints could have won. Started off with a defensive turnover, with a turnover on the opposite side of the ball, which was a fumble by Alvin Kamara, I believe it was, which you hardly ever see Kamara do. And with the running backs position still being what it is with Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram, that's still a decent backfield, man. I know the offensive line moving around, a lot of injuries on the offensive line with guys being out, guys moving around on the offensive line. You still got Ryan Ramczyk. You still got Cesar Ruiz, who Andrews Pete, he been out. Eric McCoy and Cesar Ruiz, Ryan Ramczyk, and James Hurst. Troutman, he been questionable. The rookie Penning, he never really got his opportunity to prove himself because he got hurt in the preseason. That's the Saints' first round draft pick they drafted out of Iowa, one of the offensive linemen that they got out of Iowa. So it's been a lot of injuries for the Saints. Michael Thomas and Jarvis Landry. And then on defense, Marshawn Lattimore, I think he didn't miss the last 2 games. Bradley Roby, he didn't went on IR. Paulson Adebo, young guy. Marcus May, I don't think he really fitting in with the Saints good enough for me. He didn't miss I think he missed at least 1 game. Tyrann Mathieu, I've been seeing him missing a lot of tackles. To me, it seems like he don't want to be out there. And that's one of my favorite players ever to come out of Louisiana, period, man. That's one of my favorite players. Tyrann Mathieu, I've been watching him for a long time since he first got to LSU. Seen him making plays on special teams, seen him making plays on defense. He's a guy that did it all, one of my favorite players, like I say. I got nothing but love for him, but I feel like he don't want to be out there with the Saints. Saints still got the kicking game, still got Cameron Jordan, Marcus Davenport, the defensive line, Demario Davis. Besides Demario Davis, I don't really too much believe in the linebacker core like that with Pete Warner and Caden Ellis, man. I don't really believe in that linebacking core like that. Saints got a lot of work to do. I think mainly is because the first year head coach, Dennis Allen, he's a defensive guy. He's a defensive coach. And you can see the drop off on the offensive side, the play calling, the play scheming without Sean Payton being there. That's a big thing that we're missing. Even though we do got Andy Dalton back there, he's a decent quarterback, but he got to stop the turnovers. Chris Olave, he can be in the running for the offensive rookie of the year. The rookie for the Jets, man. The receiver for the Jets, man. He been going off. He just got hurt. I think he just ended his season. His whole season just ended, and he probably was gonna be the offensive rookie of the year, man. I can't think of his name right now, but I'm gonna look him up real quick. Robert Quinn just got traded, man, to the Eagles. They stocking up. Let's see the Jets rookie. Yeah, Breece Hall, the running back. I'm sorry I called him a receiver, but Breece Hall, man. Guy had 463 yards on the ground and 218 yards in the air, and like 6 touchdowns. That dude gone for the year. Chris Olave, man. If the Saints can get some more wins, Chris Olave, he might be the rookie of the year for the offensive side of the ball. Recent years, in 2017, Alvin Kamara, the defensive rookie and the offensive rookie came from the Saints. Alvin Kamara and Marshawn Lattimore. And both of those guys have been proven to be some of the top players at their position in the league. But the Saints got to make a turnaround this week, man. Saints got to start turning it around this week if they want to make a change on the season. We're playing the Raiders at home. The Raiders at home. So they hungry for wins just like the Saints hungry for wins. They just came out and beat the Texans and put up a lot of points. Saints going to have to come back at home and be on their A game. We're going to need the secondary back. We're going to need the offensive line intact. We're going to need everybody intact. Can't be turning the ball over at all. We're going to need everybody, the run game, the defense, everybody. But I just want to do an update on the Saints real quick. I'm going to get back at y'all next video. Kenwood Sports.